It was bound to happen. The market bounced back. When it did, inventory became scarce in some areas, and that brought the return of a practice called pocket listings. To complicate matters more, the concept of coming soon is creating additional confusion. I'm Margy Grant, Vice President and General Counsel of Florida Realtors. Let's take 5 minutes to talk about off-market listings, also known as pocket listings, and the reasons you should be wary. We'll also discuss coming soon listings. You have no doubt seen pocket listings in your market. These are the listings that Realtors intentionally withhold from the multiple listing service. This practice appears attractive, but can result in serious problems. Be careful and consider several legal, policy, and practical concerns before you include non-MLS listings in your business models. The first major downside to pocket listings is the damage they may inflict on your reputation. Initially, some of us may be pleased to hear that there is no reason to enter the property into the MLS because there's a ready, willing, and able buyer waiting to purchase the property at list price. But what happens when a similar property, maybe down the street, is listed in the MLS at approximately the same time and it sells at a higher price? The seller quite likely will be frustrated that he or she did not benefit from the full exposure to the market, and they're going to blame the listing broker. If a seller believes you acted intentionally and caused them harm while you collected a commission, they may also take legal action or file a complaint with the Florida Real Estate Commission, commonly known as FREC. Trust me when I tell you that the FREC commissioners never look kindly on licensees who put their own interests in front of the consumer. The second concern is that listing brokers who take non-MLS listings, although they're legal, violate MLS rules if they fail to report such listings to the MLS as non-MLS listings. All listings are required to be filed with the MLS unless the seller directs otherwise in writing. They're usually required to be reported to the MLS within 24 hours. In the event of a non-MLS listing, the listing broker is required to file a non-MLS listing report in compliance with local MLS rules. Failure to file such a report results in violations and fines. Remember, the maximum fine is $15,000. So this could be a costly mistake. Also note that the seller, not the broker, decides whether the listing is entered into the MLS. Florida Realtors listing agreement features a special paragraph educating sellers about the MLS and its role in the transaction. It's unusual for a seller not to want the market exposure the MLS provides. However, if the seller wants to make a decision, then it's essential that the listing broker comply with the rules of the MLS. Finally, what does coming soon mean? Is it even allowed? The short answer is yes, it is allowed. However, tread carefully. Recently, complaints about abuses to the concept of coming soon have more than doubled. This is where you need to remember there's a time and place for everything. Many bank-owned or REO properties need some kind of rehab before they're put on the market, so the lender or the owner asks that the rehab be completed before the property is listed. This is completely permissible, and we will see coming soon signs on this property. These signs also highlight who is legally responsible for this property during the rehab process. Taking a listing and putting a coming soon sign on the property for a week or so before actively marketing it in the MLS is totally different. This is most likely a violation of your listing agreement and possibly a violation of the Code of Ethics. A recent amendment to the Realtor Code of Ethics states that the duty to cooperate, established in Article 3, relates to the obligation to share information on listed property and to make the property available to other brokers for showing to prospective purchasers. So misusing a coming soon sign to try and sell the property directly before it is marketed is most likely a violation. It's also likely a violation of Article 12, the duty of being honest and truthful in all communications. Most realtor associations are adopting citation policies similar to the MLS. Effective January 2016, under the new citation rules, these violations will result in an immediate fine. So again, proceed with caution. Non-MLS listings are not illegal or unethical when directed by the seller, but they do carry additional complications. Before taking or encouraging a non-MLS listing, a realtor should evaluate the property and make sure that leaving it out of the MLS is the right decision for the seller. In the end, delivering on the seller's needs and interests is the realtor's #1 priority. Cooperating with other realtors is your obligation to your industry. If you have additional questions on these topics, call the Florida Realtors Legal Hotline at 407-438-1409.